Everyone has seen this guy. Flannel shirt, beard like a lumberjack, arms that look like they bench press capitalism. And everywhere you scroll, he's talking about money, business, and why your gym sucks. That's Alex Hormozi, a guy who used to sleep on the floor of his gym because he couldn't afford rent. A decade later, he built a business empire worth over $100 million. But here's what most people miss. He didn't launch some flashy app, he didn't code in a garage, and he didn't sell you a $999 course. What he did was so brutally simple, it made other entrepreneurs look stupid. And in this video, I will show you how he did it. But to understand the full story, we have to go back to the beginning. Alex was born in 1989 to Iranian immigrant parents, and from a young age, there was one thing he craved more than anything else: his father's approval. That quiet pressure to be exceptional and to prove himself became the fuel behind almost everything he did. He wasn't a rebel, nor did he drop out or defy the system. Instead, he played the game, and he played it well. He graduated from Vanderbilt University with a degree in human and organizational development, a fancy way of saying he studied how people and businesses grow. On paper, he was set. Sharp mind, strong degree, consulting job offers lined up. But something didn't sit right.
I worked hard at school, mostly because I just didn't want my dad to be upset with me, which was the main driver for most of my achievement in my career. For the first half, was all just trying to gain his approval. Did all the things that I thought he would want me to. Got a job at a government contracting consulting firm, defense contracting. It was space, cyber, and ISR. So it's intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance for the military. Sounded really cool. Was less cool when you were in it. And I was very, very sad at that point in my life. And so it was very much like I always hoped I wouldn't wake up the next day.
Do you mean that?
Truly.
You really mean that?
100%.
Because no matter how polished the path looked, Alex didn't want to climb someone else's ladder. Instead, he wanted to build his own. So he did the unthinkable. He quit his high-paying consulting job and moved across the country to open a gym. But let me tell you, opening a gym sounds cool until you actually do it. Alex moved to California and opened his first location. With no team, no investors, just a rented space, a few used machines, and a 23-year-old kid who thought working hard was enough. But the truth hit fast. He wasn't just running workouts, he was doing taxes, writing ads, selling memberships, even mopping floors. And still, the gym was bleeding money. For months, he couldn't even afford rent. And that once shiny business dream looked more like survival than actual success. But even survival didn't last. Within a year, Alex had scaled up to 5 gym locations. He thought growth was the answer, that if he just expanded fast enough, the numbers would work. So he opened his 6th gym, and that's when everything crashed. Revenue plummeted, costs exploded. That 6th location buried him. He couldn't recover and he lost everything. But instead of quitting, he did what most people don't. He went back into the fire, launched more gyms, took on more risk, and for the second time, he lost it all. 2 wipeouts in the same year, and this time it hit harder. He was broke, burnt out, and the dream was dead. The 14-hour work days, the sacrifice, the obsession, none of it was enough. But it was in that rock bottom moment that a new idea formed. Instead of running more gyms, what if he helped others run theirs? Not with hype, but with a system that actually worked. A final shot, a Hail Mary, and that idea became Gym Launch. The idea was simple. Instead of opening more gyms, Alex would take the systems he built and license them to other gym owners. Sales scripts, offer structures, marketing panels, everything that almost worked for him, now refined and packaged into something that could help others avoid the same mistakes. It was a gamble and there were no guarantees. But within the first 6 months, it did over $3 million in profit. And the year after that, 17 million. Suddenly, the guy sleeping on gym floors was scaling the fitness industry like no one had before. And that is all because Alex didn't just give gym owners tools. He gave them results, real strategies, real revenue, real growth. And people took notice. Gym Launch exploded, and so did Alex's reputation. Not because he was loud, but because what he built actually worked. Most people would have stopped here. Gym Launch was printing money, millions in profit. But Alex wasn't done because he didn't just want to make money, he wanted to build a machine. So he looked at the next problem gym owners faced. They could sell memberships, but they were leaving money on the table. Supplements, meal plans, add-ons. These were massive revenue streams most gyms were not even touching. So Alex launched Prestige Labs, a white label supplement company built specifically for gym owners. But this wasn't like your typical supplement brand. Here's the genius behind it. Most gym owners don't have the time, money, or space to order supplements in bulk, store inventory, or figure out how to ship products to their clients. So Alex flipped the model. He created a system where gym owners could sell high quality supplements to their clients without ever touching a single bottle. No inventory, no shipping, no upfront costs. All the gym had to do was recommend the supplement, and Prestige Labs handled everything else behind the scenes, from manufacturing, packaging, to delivery. And the best part? To the gym's clients, it looked like their gym was offering them a professional supplement line, which instantly made the gym look more premium and added a brand new stream of revenue overnight. But Alex saw another, even bigger opportunity just around the corner. Leads. Gym owners would generate interest, sure, but most of them were terrible at following up. So he built Alan, a software tool that automated it all. Texts, emails, nurture sequences. Alan chased the leads so gym owners could focus on training. With Gym Launch, they got members. With Prestige Labs, they made more from each one. And with Alan, they kept the funnel alive. One fed into the next. It wasn't random, it was stacked. And that's when his empire truly began to grow. Not just because his offers were good, but because his systems were unstoppable. By the time Alex stepped away from Gym Launch, his companies had generated over $100 million in sales. But he didn't want to keep running businesses forever. He wanted to help other entrepreneurs do what he had already done. So in 2020, he launched his next chapter, acquisition.com. Not a course, not a coaching program, not a community, but a holding company, one that invests in growing real-world businesses. But here's what makes it different. Alex and his wife Layla don't invest in early-stage startups. They look for entrepreneurs who are already making money, usually between $1 to $10 million per year, but who are stuck. Maybe their systems are a mess. Maybe they have a great product but are terrible at scaling. Or maybe they just need a better model. And that's where Alex steps in. He doesn't just hand them cash and walk away. He takes equity, a real stake in the business, and works directly with the founders to make it better. He refines the sales process, restructures the offer, adjusts pricing, and builds the team around what actually works. It's the same playbook he used to grow his own companies, but now applied to businesses that are ready to scale. The goal is to take a solid business and turn it into a scalable, valuable machine. In a way, acquisition.com is like Shark Tank, but for real businesses that already work, or like Alex's own version of the SP 500, a portfolio of strong cash-flowing companies he helps grow long-term. Today, acquisition.com manages over $200 million across its portfolio. And here's what most people miss. He doesn't take a salary. He's already made enough to be free. The businesses he invests in now aren't just for profit, they are for impact. And that's where his content comes in. Because Alex's YouTube videos and books, they are not just educational, they are a filter. He shares everything: sales systems, pricing strategies, lead funnels, the kind of knowledge others would charge thousands for, he gives away for free in a 20-minute videos. His books, 100 million offers and 100 million leads, aren't just motivational stuff. They are step-by-step manuals on how to grow and sell. And yes, his channel makes money. The books do too. But the real goal isn't revenue, it's reach. Because the people who study the content, take notes, and actually apply it, those are the ones he wants to find. And when he does, he doesn't sell them a course, he partners with them. That's the play. The content brings them in. Acquisition.com builds with them. That's how Alex Hormozi plays the game. He didn't get rich from hype or from selling dreams. He got rich by solving problems, building systems, and stacking smart decisions over time, quietly, strategically, and relentlessly. So, that was the story of how Alex Hormozi became rich, not through luck or hype, but through leverage, clarity, and long term thinking. Now, I want to hear from you. Who should I break down next? Leave a name in the comments. And if you're serious about learning how real wealth is built, subscribe because this channel is just getting started.